The idea of self-improvement has become a modern religion. Everywhere you look, you're told to optimize, to upgrade, to become the best version of yourself. Books promise 10 steps to greatness, podcasts claim to hold the secret to discipline, and social media dangles endless examples of people who appear sharper, richer, healthier, and more fulfilled than you. On the surface, this seems like a noble pursuit. After all, who doesn't want to grow? Who doesn't want to become better? Yet the deeper you dive into this culture of self-betterment, the more you begin to sense a strange contradiction, a paradox. The paradox of self-improvement is that the more you strive to become better, the more you reinforce the feeling that you are not enough. Improvement begins with dissatisfaction. You see a gap between who you are and who you want to be. That gap is uncomfortable, and you try to close it by chasing goals, building habits, and setting standards. But ironically, the act of chasing reinforces the idea that you are perpetually incomplete. Every victory only resets the bar, creating a cycle where the horizon keeps moving further away. Think about fitness as an example. Someone starts going to the gym to feel better about their body. At first, they lose weight, gain muscle, and feel accomplished. But as soon as they reach one milestone, another appears. Suddenly the question isn't am I healthy, but am I lean enough, strong enough, impressive enough? The original satisfaction fades, replaced by new insecurities. Improvement has taken the shape of a treadmill. No matter how fast you run, you remain in the same place psychologically. This paradox is not limited to fitness. It shows up in careers, relationships, spirituality, even in the pursuit of inner peace. The more we chase growth, the more we entangle ourselves in a loop of inadequacy. We are haunted by the idea that who we are, right now, is never enough. In fact, entire industries profit from this loop. Self-help thrives on discontent. If people were truly content with themselves, the market for endless books, seminars, and motivational content would collapse. The psychological trap is subtle. Improvement itself isn't the problem. Growth is natural, and the desire to expand your abilities or deepen your understanding is part of being human. The problem comes when improvement becomes a form of self-rejection. Instead of saying, I want to grow because I enjoy the process of learning and becoming, people unconsciously say, I must improve because I am not worthy as I am. This difference is everything. The first path creates expansion. The second path creates suffering. Philosophers and spiritual traditions have long warned about this paradox. The Stoics argued that happiness isn't found by endlessly changing your circumstances, but by mastering your perspective. Buddhism teaches that attachment, even to the idea of a better self, creates suffering. Even modern psychology highlights the dangers of perfectionism, where the pursuit of flawlessness destroys self-esteem. The real challenge of self-improvement, then, is not how much you can optimize but how much you can accept. True growth requires holding two opposing truths at once, that you are enough as you are, and that you can still become more. Improvement without self-acceptance is a cage. But improvement built on self-acceptance becomes liberation. When you start from a place of worth, every step forward becomes a choice, not an obligation. You're not running from your current self in shame, you're walking with it toward possibility. You can still work out, study harder, or build better habits, but you no longer confuse those things with your value as a human being. You improve not because you're lacking, but because you're curious, because you're alive, because growth itself is meaningful. The paradox of self-improvement is that you can only truly grow when you no longer need to. When the pursuit stops being a desperate attempt to fill a hole and instead becomes an expression of who you already are, then improvement ceases to be a treadmill and transforms into a path. A path you choose to walk, not because you must, but because it's part of what makes life worth living.